the shop. Well, it's Saturday afternoon on a beautiful, sunny, after our 40 days and 40 nights of rain in North Carolina. So what am I doing? I'm in the shop. But what we're doing is we're getting ready to start reassembly. So I still have a few more parts that need to be cleaned and painted, but I think for the most part, you got the gist of how that's going to go down. You know, soak in the purple power for a couple of days or overnight, clean it up, and then if it can go in the sandblaster, we sandblast it. Then we wire brush it, Scotch Brite it, and then we paint it. And so a lot of that stuff is done. It's just a lot of the little pieces here. We have handles. I've seen a handle that needs to be painted. Plum forgot all about. So this one's been in the purple power, but it needs to go into the sandblaster. So we'll, go ahead and do that. It looks pretty good now. But we'll go ahead and sandblast it one time, get the rest of the gunk off of it, and then we'll wire brush it and we'll Scotch Brite it, and then we'll paint it and probably leave the knob. I don't know. I think I'm gonna paint it and let it just wear down naturally. Kind of like that look. I think I am. Not sure yet. So we have that left to go. But what we're doing now is we're cleaning up the ways. So we're getting the ways ready to receive all this stuff, and it's just got gunk on it. So all that, the shmoo that's accumulated over the years and then sitting in here for the last year. So we're going to use Adam Booth's trick or I don't know if it's his trick, but I see him doing it all the time with WD-40 and a fine Scotch Brite pad. And so far it looks like it's doing really good. So I started a little bit. I'll bring the camera in here and I'll try to get a shot of what the back way and the front way and show you the difference. I've already done a little bit on the front way just to see how it would go. I didn't know if I'd have to break out some high power equipment on it, a sander or something like that. But I think this is going to work just great. So we're going to do that, and just while this other stuff is drying, we're going to mess with this. So I'll get some shots of that so you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll just continue on. Might do a little time lapse. You know how I love them. So see you in a minute. Let me get some gloves on. All right, so here's the back way. It doesn't look too bad. It has some rust on it, just some surface rust, nothing really bad. And then here's the front way. So this is just with a little bit of hand working it with the Scotch Brite pad and some WD-40. So, it looks really, really good. I'll probably do it a little bit more, and then we'll call it quits right there. There's the engraving. I know it's kind of hard to see. Love it. Love it. All the history. Wouldn't you love to know the history of your old equipment? I would. All right, so let me put this back up on the tripod, and we'll get the hand working this thing. So all I'm doing is I went over, the spilled paint stuff. I just took an old woodworking chisel and I went over all the places and just to get the paint off of it. And it kind of helps you identify the high spots. So I believe I got all of them off the front way. And it's looking pretty good. So we'll spray some WD-40 on there and then we'll get to working it. And then I'm sure it's going to be probably an hour of this, so at least an hour of this. So I'm going to put some music on, and we're going to fast forward this sucker, and I'll bring you back when I got it done. You can already see the stuff that's coming up. So I'll bring you back. All right. Wow, did that make a difference? It came right off. I mean, it didn't take no time at all. I rubbed my hand over the ways to try to find any high spots that it was, and I didn't see, there wasn't any burrs. I had one little spot, but I think it was paint, some old paint, because it popped right off. It might have been a weld splatter that got stuck on it over the years, whatever. It came right off. Everything else was just paint. So that looks really good. But what I did notice on the back of the lathe, where the clamp hooks to, is pretty gunked up underneath there. So I got to spend some time cleaning up the back side of that. Didn't even notice it before. It might be just from where I had all the stripper on the lathe when I stripped all the old paint off of it. So it could be that. So I think that's about it for cleaning up those ways. That's about as good as I'm going to do with it. I sprayed some more WD-40 on it just to keep the humidity off of it, keep it from flash rusting like this did. This has got a little bit of flash rust on it. So, as you use the lathe, it'll have oil on it anyway. So I think once we start using it, all that stuff will kind of take care of itself. But I'm going to clean up the front of this again. So we're going to do that. And then I think what I need to do is get the lead screw. I haven't cleaned it up yet, and I'm going to take it over to the parts washer. But, that's just another, put it in the purple power, let it soak, wipe it down, clean it off, and get it ready to assemble. So that's more of that. So I think we'll end this video. I know it's a short one, but, a shorty but a goodie, I reckon. Anyway, y'all have a great week. See ya.